What's going on? So today is December 11th, 2021. Wow. So I did work last night. You know, and so did everybody else, by the way. All the restaurants, people have to work, right? We all have to work. So we did. We all worked. And, with the knowledge that storms could hit. I mean, it wasn't a big surprise. They had been telling us all day long, hey, severe weather could hit St. Louis. But of course, you're never going to believe that because, you know, so often it doesn't. But you're also cognizant of the fact that it could happen. So I was prepared as best I could. I had a poncho, all that, ready to go. And of course, when I got to Chesterfield around 5:30, I considered not working, but the weather wasn't bad then at all, so I started to work almost, you know, by 6:30. I mean, there were sirens going off, stuff like that. So, and I started to monitor the storm on KMOX. It was obviously going to hit. It was obviously hitting the west of Chesterfield, and it ended up hitting just the edge of Chesterfield, where I was at. So as time moved on, I stayed really close. So, like everybody else that was working in Chesterfield at all the places, I just, as safe as I could possibly be, I just took deliveries around that little corridor there, that way, and I stayed away from Chesterfield Airport Road, where the tornado actually did hit just the edge, it seemed like, and then I stayed away from St. Charles, I stayed away from Greek, all those places. I just really stayed around that corridor. That way, if it did move in, I could seek immediate shelter, and it did move in, and I did seek immediate shelter at Noodles and Company. I was picking up there. I got out of the car. That hail started coming without the rain, and the wind picked up severely. It was already windy, but then the wind got really bad, 50, 60 mile an hour winds, literally. I dodged in Noodles and Company. I had 2 deliveries on me. I texted most customers. I said, hey, I'm going to wait the storm out. They were both like, hey, we're sorry we even ordered. They both said that. You know, but like everybody else, they were thinking, you know, 90% of the time the storms do not hit. Well, the storms ended up hitting. They hit St. Charles really hard. People died there. And then they hit Chesterfield just a little bit. I don't think the tornado hit exactly where I was at, but boy, it was a pretty severe storm. The only thing is that it was moving 65, 70 miles an hour, so, you know, the main part of the storm only lasted about 10 minutes at the most, 15 at the very most. So as fast as it hit, it moved through. And people right on the other side of Chesterfield and New City were hit real hard. Not sure if anybody died there. And then it hit Edwardsville really hard. And we had a warehouse collapse. And from what I understand, there were several people that died there. When I got home, they were airlifting people to the hospital out of the warehouse. And even later that night, another storm that was unexpected moved through. And I was in the middle of a delivery, so it was not near as bad. But it was scary after the first one hit, you know, for sure. So no food delivery talk today. Just prayers for the people here in St. Louis and all over that. You know, I know that the tornadoes hit Arkansas bad. That's the storm that came up through 44 and here in St. Louis and other places. Just pray for their family. You know, as far as what to do in a situation like that, and seek shelter, that's obvious. But also, before that, you know, I kept it close. You know, I didn't take any deliveries, you know, going any distance at all. I stayed closer on that corridor and away from places I knew the storm, you know, when the storm hit Defiance, you know, which is 94 and 40, you knew that was going to come right across that corridor, and it did hit just the edge of Chesterfield Airport Ward, the actual tornado did, because there was cars just lined up on Chesterfield Airport Road there, because when I did way later that night take a delivery to St. Charles. When I was coming back, they were all lined up there. So, and that tornado had just killed somebody just across the bridge. Man, oh, rough. You talk about rough. Oh, just a rough night here in St. Louis. I will probably take the reports a little more seriously next time. This is the first time since I've been dashing that any kind of storm like that moved in. I did consider not working, and I'm sure everybody else that worked last night considered the same thing. But, you know, we all know how it is. 90% of the time, those storms do not hit. So, you almost have to work. And then who knew the tornadoes were going to hit like that? You know, because, you know, our thought, honestly, is, hey, if the storms, we're probably going to make, you know, a little more money. Of course, any money that I did make last night, it doesn't matter. None of that matters, you know. I'd give it all back right now for people not to have been hurt, obviously, and more, so. That storm last night, man. Praying for the people and the people's families and all that.